Good morning, everybody. Rodney here. Remote Pilot Australia, good morning. Drone Psyche, good morning, Charlie. Hot Rod in Daytona. Good morning, Rodney. How you doing? Brad, good morning. That's all for now. Anyway, let me bring Ari in here. Good morning, Ari.
Good morning, Rodney, and all the crew. Hi, Dennis. I was just typing a hello back to you there. Welcome to Coffee with Rodney.
Hey, hey, Brian. How's it going, buddy? So, man, we had a good time yesterday in Richmond. We had a rare occurrence happened. Ray Kelly migrated from Florida back to New York, and he was he was going to pass through in his migration path through Richmond. So me and Brad Alston and Al Duran got together and hoping to catch Ray as he went through Richmond. Sure enough, we did. Video forthcoming.
See, now I've forgotten which state you're in, God forbid. I'm not sure which. I know there's a Richmond in Virginia, I think.
That which is, yeah, we are in Virginia. So
it was Captain Ray.
Captain Ray Kelly, yes, sir. Yeah, so
Ray is a character through and through.
That is. And I got embarrassed last Saturday because I mentioned that he was a police captain, and then everybody, he wasn't a police captain. He wasn't. No. The captain is referring to his boat, and I'm like, oh, brother. So
I think he was what we would call a lieutenant, but the lieutenant, the lieutenant is the guy who gets blamed when the captain gets it wrong, you know.
Yeah, so I gave him a bad time about that yesterday, and I found out yesterday too that I wasn't the only one, but I'm not going to mention that Brad thought he was. I won't embarrass Brad that way.
He's chief now. Johnny Dronefly reckons that Ray's chief.
He is at that. Oh, it was all good, man. We really had a fantastic time.
So I'm waiting for Dennis to appear and confirm for us that his ukulele is unscathed.
Well, I certainly hope so too.
And instead of coffee with Rodney, it was coffee with Dennis's ukulele.
Yes, but he is live. Dennis just sent a message, so oops.
He's chief of something. Yeah, it's like me, Johnny. I'm head of my household, and I have my wife's permission to say so.
I'm trying to post a link here.
All so right. While you're doing that, I'm wondering whether you, Rodney, or anyone in the chat has seen that video of the fellow in Iceland, I think it is, flying the DJI FPV drone as a suicide mission into the volcano.
I did see that, and I'm like, wow, did he just drive that, fly that through some lava?
Yeah,
and apparently he did. So
yeah, he pans at the end of it. He pans the camera down, and you actually see the camera housing melt and deform and drip away just before the footage stops. You know, but in Australian dollars, that's about a $2,200 suicide mission. But I suppose I would expect that he'd be able to market that footage to the newsagents for much more than that.
Yeah. Hey, I'd like to welcome to the panel Al Duran.
Hey, Al? I'm here. I just got to get the right camera set up for you. Hang on.
Okay. I'll take you off until you get the camera set up, bud.
Sounds good, man. Thanks.
So, but yeah, anyway, that was pretty cool.
Yes, it was. I'm just looking for the link now for that might be the one. I'll just keep it muted. Yes, that's the one we want. Okay, Rodney, is it okay to put a link into the...
Go right ahead, buddy.
Thanks, right.
Morning, Al.
Good morning, fellas. How you all doing?
We're
Hello,
good.
Al, how are you?
I am well, Ari. I trust you're doing well too.
Yeah, as well as they'll let me be.
Okay, I totally get it. Hey, I just put a video together for the meetup yesterday. It came out pretty cool.
Really cool.
I know we're watching a video there in the upper hand corner, and that's what are you chasing that boat with?
Ari,
Sorry,
he's talking about your video.
which one? I'm sorry that I was distracted
The
by
one
the
that
chat.
you got in the corner.
Upward.
Rightio, I'm chasing that one with a Mavic 2 Pro.
Very nice. All right, I'm going to request to share the screen if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me go ahead and get it set up. All right, I'll get it set up here in a second. And then, there it is. And then share screen. I wonder if I could just do a share file. Let me do just share file. Can it? Now let's do the screen. Be better. Share screen. Which one? Share screen sharing is easiest with two monitors. Share screen works best on a computer. No kidding. Don't you just love it when it nags you like you're okay? I finally is flickering a little bit. I wonder why. Oh, interesting. That's not going to work. Let's go ahead and stop the share.
Okay.
And I'm going to switch monitors. Maybe it's the monitor. Yeah, let me just switch monitors here in a second. And maybe that'll work better. I'm not really sure. But
Johnny Droneflyer says it's better to share the file. I've never done that, so.
Okay, let's do the share the file. Share file. Video file. There we go. Okay. Let's share the video file. Yeah, it's probably right because it's trying to sync up and with the frame rates and all that jazz, and it's not going to work, right? So this video's PCs. Okay, interesting. And what kind of file does it want? Custom files, all files. Okay, there we go. You just got to work through a couple little parameters here. Okay. Your browser is having trouble sharing your file. This can happen if the file is invalid. Contact us for if you need help. Oh yeah, I need help. Please come do it now. All right, I'll try it one more time through. We've tried two different ways. It's not working. So let's try one last way. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. All right, I'm going to share my screen. This time I'm going to share my primary monitor, and hopefully that'll work. All right, so you're in the show, and you have to accept it, I believe. Okay, I see that you have it shared. Okay, now, yeah, this is good.
Now play the video with the video player and full screen it.
Yeah, let's see if we can do it. Let's see.
Hey, Dennis.
Hey, Rodney.
Hi, Dennis.
Ari?
Did the ukulele survive the coffee?
It did, yeah. It looks pretty good. I'm surprised there's not a scratch on it.
Are you guys seeing this or not?
Yeah,
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And no flickering either. It's perfect.
Is this where you're going to fly under that bridge?
Yeah, and I don't think you guys are getting the audio, and audio is actually pretty cool because because Brad's going, you're not coming under that bridge, are you? And yeah, and
It's
I
just
go,
as well
yeah.
Matt North is not here. He'd be yelling now, "Don't fly under the bridge!" He does that to me all the time.
What are we flying here?
This is the Air 2 Sport,
Cool.
and there's the boys. There's the man right there, and there's.
Oh, look at that handsome devil in the middle there.
Yeah. That guy with the big old gut.
So.
It's not as big as it used to be.
No, it's not. So, well, thanks for sharing that, Al.
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm glad the ukulele survived, Dennis. I was on the side watching, but I was chatting to Rodney at the time, and we were both, oh no. And then we had a good laugh because I said, Rodney, I think Dennis has forgotten to shave. And 2 seconds later you said, and I apologize for not shaving.
That was funny.
I didn't forget. I ran out of time. I have 2 alarms, and one for Saturday and one for Sunday. Those, because I'm retired, I don't need to get up at a particular time usually. But anyway, and then I checked Rodney's sunrise, and I said, oh, I'm going to have to set that earlier. So I changed the Sunday sunrise to earlier, but I didn't change the Saturday one.
Yeah, the sunrise is going to get earlier and earlier.
Yeah, and they both needed to be changed, but that's what I should have done, is change them both. But oh well. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. So yeah, it landed on this side, so it looks pretty good.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
As long as they've got a good finish on them, good strong lacquer, that you get away with a lot.
Yeah, it needs some. It has some scratches, but that's from normal use. That's because it's Dennis Lovelady's ukulele, and I'm not allowed to have anything perfect.
Yeah, I want to say, I want to shout out to M Drone 1, Mark Fisher. Good morning. Hey, Mark. The View Chaser. Good morning. Hot Rod in Daytona. Good morning. Brian TDR Drones. Good morning. Brad Alston, of course, and Johnny Drone Flyer.
Good morning.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you? Al.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Good to see y'all.
Dennis, I had a great fight yesterday, man. I tell you what, I like I say, I try to like Captain Ray, but man, it's harder to do every day.
Yeah, we did quite a lot, man. It definitely did quite a lot, and we got some hyperlapse in. Oh my gosh, man! We got actually got a chance to fly 2 FPV drones yesterday, also.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, so it was pretty fun, man. I got to fly the DJI FPV and then one that I custom built. And right now, here's my latest Frankenstein project.
It does look like a Frankenstein.
Yeah.
even when it was out of focus.
I think I might have to wear my motorcycle helmet when that thing takes off, Al.
Oh, this thing wouldn't hurt you, but it would cut you. Yeah, it wouldn't have enough impact. But yeah, so I've been really into making them, right? So I just got a box when I got home. Yeah, and it came out, and I mean, it's pretty cool. So I can't wait to see what's in it. And there it is. This is the beginning, man. There's a frame.
Wow. Hey.
And there's my shark bite. This is my VTX, which is, the video transmitter. Here's my motors. Here's my props. More motors. Where's my flight controller? I need a flight controller. Oh, there it is. There it is. So here's what it takes to make a drone, and it's pretty good right here. This one's going to be pretty good. It's I'm into making sub 250 gram drones. Okay. And so this is it. This is the bomb, man, right there.
Wow. Don't you love these guys who are keen enough to build their own?
Yeah, you're right. Because I tell you what, it's a whole lot easier pressing that buy button on DJI.
Yeah.
Johnny, after 40
Yeah,
years as
but
a
not
technician,
flying it, man. Flying the DJIs are boring as hell unless you fly the FPV drone. And Rodney, you can attest to that. You saw what the recording and the video. So can you share what your experience was on that when you
On
watched
the
it?
FPV drone?
Yeah.
It was like actually being on the drone flying, and the video was just, I mean, even in the goggles it was crystal clear. I can't imagine what it's going to be like when it posts on in 4K. So,
Yeah. And the beautiful thing about it shoots at 60, right? 4K 60.
yeah.
So I could, in post, you could drop that to like 20% of the real speed, and it's not the jerky, things that just makes you want to turn off the video and never go back to that YouTuber's channel again, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, this is free.
Yeah, that's what
here.
happened to me.
Yeah.
excuse me for a second, guys. Welcome in, Ron. I have to ask because I'm out of the loop. Balloon Boy, there has to be a story.
I was going to ask myself.
That was awesome, man.
Went for a hot air balloon ride yesterday, and I messaged Rodney, Dennis, Brad, and Ray Kelly. I was actually up in the balloon, up at 8,000 feet, and I'm got my phone with me, and I was able to video message with them. It was kind of cool.
It was awesome, man. We were watching it on Brad's phone, and we were.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right. It was B-Rad down there. What's up, buddy?
Hey, good morning.
Hey,
Can
Brad.
y'all hear me?
Hey, Brad.
Hey, Brad.
Brad, what's up?
Can y'all hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay, good deal. Good deal.
So, hey, before we carry on, I want to say good morning to Beyond Trees. Welsh Rob is in the house. Joan Life RC, Michael Blades, Russell Glarum is in the house. Good morning, guys. Good to see you. Glad you could be in the chats.
And while we're at it, just if he's watching, I'll send a shout out to Matt North down south of the family. Hope your dad's feeling as well as can be expected, mate.
Yeah, I saw him in Dennis's chat. Yeah, I don't think he's come into this one yet, but
I missed him. I missed a lot, I'm sure, this time.
I think it's a bit of a fiddle for him to, join up with his mobile devices.
I would imagine, yeah.
yeah. Hey, Tony, Tropic UAV is in the house.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody on the chat. So I'm still trying to get connected, even though I'm on the live stream, but I can't. I'm having so many technical difficulties this morning. Sorry.
Oh man.
We can hear you.
I was having on my sunrise live stream, it kept buffering, and at a couple of times it even stopped, and I had to restart it.
Saw that.
And it occurred to me, and this probably has nothing to do with your problems, but it occurred to me that while I was doing live streaming, I was also downloading video off an SD card.
Yeah,
that could do it from the GoPro, and it was taking a long time. So I have a funny feeling that had something to do with it.
Yeah, what kind of PC or what do you got?
I have a PC.
What is
Same.
What's in it? What's the guts?
It's an i7. I forget which generation it is, but it's got 32 gigabytes of memory. And
do you have an SSD?
Huh?
Do you have SSD on it?
No.
That'll do it right there. That's your bottleneck because everything else is good. You got the memory, you got the horsepower, and now all you need to do is create a bigger. Yeah, I mean, you got a high-speed traffic lane, so now all you need to do is put a fast car on it, man.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting an SSD.
Yeah, do it. They're cheap.
So. Hey, Jackson RC, good morning. Welcome to the chat. So, well, actually, I'm toying with the ideal of getting a new computer
Yeah,
Hey,
you were
there's
streaming.
i7.
You were streaming.
Oh,
for
Me
fun.
as well.
Fly me out, Rodney. I'll build it for you.
Well, I'm thinking more going with a laptop. So
Honestly, you'll be sorry a year or two down the track when it gets full of dust and starts to overheat and the fans start running at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Unless you're
well,
going to be
that may
traveling
be,
with
but
it.
it'll be an excuse to buy the latest and greatest.
Oh, well, in that
that's
case,
true.
go right ahead.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
all right,
more-
you got to think like an American here.
I'm thinking about. I've been looking at the Surface Pro laptop tablets, thinking about that for portability.
Yeah, if you're a traveling man, why not, man? But if you're going to need expandability, I don't know how many disk drives I've got hanging off mine right now, guys. Because once you move into that 4K video land, oh, it's changed. Everything
Look
changed.
at that, man. There's more lights in there than the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
And so,
go ahead, Al.
as he said, I mean, once we move into that 4K, 5K video, I mean, man, SSD. So I don't know about you guys, but when you render, man, like I'm rendering now, and I was just getting ready. You see this? I don't know if you see him behind me or not. Get out of the way. There's a dog back there. I was just getting ready to take him for a walk. A good hour walk, so the video's rendered, right? But yeah, I mean, the problem I have, I got, like you, Rodney, I got an i7, 32 gigs, but I have nice SSDs, and that changes the game. But
When
it
I'm
just
rendering
takes forever.
video, I go from SSD to SSD. I'm running an 8-core 3800X with 128 gigs of RAM, and I can render, if I use the two SSDs and go from one to the other, I can render 4K in about real time. So in other words, like
you have an NVIDIA card?
Yeah, I have a 27.
There you go. That's what you're doing, because you're pushing everything off to NVIDIA cards. So as we all know, there's a lot more processing power.
I use
in
the
NVIDIA
CPU
cards and i7s and i8.
I balance it off across. See, I fly commercially. I do a lot of photogrammetry and that sort of thing. I use the CUDA cores on the on the graphics card, but I use the CPU as well. It's all water cooled, so I can run it at 100% for days at a time. But I can render I can render a 30-minute video in 30 minutes. About real time at 4K, which that's not bad.
That's awesome. Yeah, and that's the whole key there, because he's pushing everything off to the GPU, right? So
as much as you can.
Yeah. So if you have software, make sure you buy your licenses or implement your hardware acceleration on it, because without your hardware accelerations, your 5K videos, 6K, and 8K videos are coming down the pipe. Are gonna. That's nice cuckoo.
Dennis.
Who is it?
Dennis. Hey, cuckoo man.
Yeah.
Anyway, just kidding, man.
It tells me its opinion of me at least twice an hour.
So Rodney, that's what's to build right there, man. You put a nice NVIDIA card. Actually, you don't want to borrow one from work, because they'll chase you down. And
let's not even go down that road.
I'm not going to open up that can of worms, but
Al, have you tried to buy a top-end video card currently?
They're not. Yeah, they're hard to get.
It's a worldwide shortage.
Because I used to work for Dell before I retired, and so Dell's like the largest reseller of VMware, NVIDIA, and the list goes on and on. What Dell sells, right? And once they purchased EMC with VMware, the game changed. So, but all my executives left and moved over to NVIDIA. So I get cards that I get to use and try and buy, but sometimes they don't want them back. And
good price, yeah.
Yeah, good price.
That is a good price.
So you end up with that rendering monster like you have, but that's the deal, man. That's the deal.
Without the bill, without the price.
Yeah, and building is all what it's all about. Even though You can buy the already made DJI type
No.
computers.
Why
Build it.
would you do that?
Now,
this thing here cost me. I totaled it up the other day. It's taken me 6 months to get brave enough. It cost me 5,600 Australian dollars to build it.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt when I say it quickly.
But now, Ari, let's look at it this way now. Now, do the same thing with drones, and you wouldn't believe what happens. Dude, it's unreal. Because now you're building that horsepower you just built with not the slow moving DJI, it just barely moves along. It barely has enough power to get out of its own way, but the stability and the algorithms in that product are unbelievable, right? But once you get into the FPV world, man, it's just like crazy.
No ambition whatsoever.
You could build your own GPS drone.
I've spent 40 years as a technician. I have no desire to start soldering together drones now, and I've been an FAI certified flight instructor since 1992, all 4 modes. If I want to fly aerobatics, I want wings on it.
You didn't miss anything, Curtis. We've been waiting for you.
Oh, Curtis.
Hey, so let me change the subject because I'm just dying to ask Ron. Ron, what kind of video you got from yesterday that you want to share with us?
I got a couple 360 clips I was going to share with you.
Cool.
Well, that's what I was looking for.
That's why you did Coffee with Rodney today.
What kind of flight time did you have, Ron?
Pardon me?
What kind of flight time did you have?
We were up about an hour and a half or so.
Wow, that's
Not
nice.
The wind switch, the whole project, this is terrible, but the whole project has to be redone because the wind switch, and we weren't able to get over the lake where she wanted photos of the.
What a shame. You got to do
What
it
a shame. You got to do it again.
You got to do it again. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, you have to do it again.
You're going to earn your name there, kiddo.
Luck's just not in your favor there, Ron.
So,
Yeah.
Ron, after 20 minutes or so, were you tapping the pilot on the shoulder and saying, "Hey, time to land and change batteries"?
I'll tell you, the takeoff was a little scary.
Were you dragging across the, or what happened?
We didn't drag, but when we went to go up, like I said, just the little bowl that we were in, the winds got a little swirly and the 2 balloons banged together. I'm like, oh shit.
Wow.
But I put the share screen up, Rodney.
Anybody come close to getting thrown out?
No.
Ron tried, but they held on. Yeah.
Can you see my screen, Rodney?
Yeah.
This is kind of cool. This is the gal's thing that I was shooting, but
Now that's a cigarette lighter.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, buddy.
Cigar lighter, or better.
You don't need a jacket to stay warm.
A couple close-up pictures and.
Oh, that's nice.
So were y'all flying tandem the whole time, Ron?
Yeah. Let me see.
Wow.
It's kind of our takeoff here. Woohoo!
Whoa. Look at the curvature of that earth. Hey, flat earthers.
Yeah.
Curve.
It's trickery, I tell you. The camera did it.
Rolling software shutter, Ron.
Look at that. That's beautiful.
Oh, man.
What did you take this with? What camera, Ron?
This I used a Sony, my RX10, but then I used a lot of this 360 is with the 360 camera.
How long was that selfie stick, Ron, that you used to stick out there?
Actually, it was a monopod.
Oh, okay.
Probably 4-footer.
Yeah, it makes it look like it's a lot further out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was that was the lake that we were trying to get over. And then the winds were too high, and I don't know if we would have got the reflection or not. But
great capture.
Let me see. Oh, this is kind of cool. This is our takeoff.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my goodness.
Slingshot out of her.
Yeah, we slingshot out of there. Yep, that's right where they started to bang together.
Oh, scary.
Yeah, it was. Let me see. I got all kinds of stuff, but I'm gonna try and put something together maybe today. I gotta head to Wyoming today, but that's when she landed. It's a pretty balloon.
How did they avoid that, Ron? If those two balloons want to go in, collision course, how do they control that, or can they at all?
It's all about thinking. This is kind of a cool shot too. Caught the moon.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
Very nice.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you go back to the ballooning
You
people
are-
with that shot and wave it in front of them, Ron. I bet you'll get a free flight.
There's going to be more flying. I think I really do.
You are so good with Photoshop, Ron. It's just incredible.
it is.
I knew that was gonna come up.
That was a fun day.
I think we lost Al.
Yeah, we did.
Ron, can you just Photoshop me in there like I'm in that basket? That way I can say, I did that.
We can do that.
Sure, you could.
Because I wouldn't get in it, but I could.
So don't they? Hey, Ron, don't they have on those balloons like flaps or something that they can? That's how they control it, the motion or the movement.
He had a rope, and I know like when we were coming into land, he had this rope that he was pulling on, and I'm not exactly sure what it was doing, but who was it to answer Ari's question, or whoever asked, or Dennis? These guys really, really pay attention to the wind, and it was kind of funny.
That's true. Yeah.
They blew up a little balloon, and then he launched it and just sat there and watched it, and he's watching this balloon raise and raise and raise, and he's like, okay, it's going the way. Why is it coming back? In other words, the balloon that he let go was not doing what the weather said it was supposed to do.
Right.
He's like, well, here we go. And he said who was going to launch first. And then he would, they radio back and forth to each other. And, it was basically for me so I could get the shots that I needed. And, hey, you raise 300 feet, I'll go up this way or try to drift more this way. And he was so good at the winds. He said, if I go up another 300 feet, I should catch this wind and be able to move this direction. And yeah, it was a lot of thinking. And
wow.
Of
course, one
they're at the mercy of the wind.
One could raise, or the other could drop, or both. And
the rope is to open the top of the balloon to let air out. That could be, yeah.
That's how you go down. Hopefully.
Yeah,
I'm not
hopefully.
going hot air ballooning. The world's worst hot air ballooning tragedy happened in Australia, so I think I'll wait till I'm in the US.
So what happened in the one in Australia?
Oh, they killed 13 in a single crash near Ayers Rock.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That was everybody on board?
I think it was 2 balloons, but the baskets that they have under them, Dennis, are enormous. They're the size of a small room. They can hold 20 people. They're not like the ones on that balloon that Ron was in. So it was pretty packed.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Wow. That's sad.
Oh, no, they beat it in 2013 in Egypt. 19 were killed. So there you go. It's safe. I can go hot air ballooning in Australia now.
But
had a worse accident. Yes.
I've always wondered. I know they take off from one spot, but do they land at that same spot, or do they?
No.
Normally.
And wherever they end up, huh?
Only if it's tethered.
Okay, well, that makes sense, I guess. You're at the mercy of the wind, I suppose.
Yeah, you've got to be a meteorological expert to be a hot air balloon operator, man.
Yeah. And we landed some guy's ranch out in his field and pissed off the cows, and they were not happy with us. What's weird?
Did they say moo?
Yeah, well, they did. what was weird was I actually looked at the altimeter, and we're up at 8,000 feet. I could hear plain as day all the turkey, because every time he'd light off that igniter, you could hear the turkeys down there.
Rod's leaning over the basket with the scatter gun.
A mile and a half in the sky, and you can hear them.
Yeah, the turkeys, anytime they hear a sound they are not familiar with or they don't like, those big gobblers, they will just let loose. And I just couldn't believe that we heard them at 8,000 feet.
You could hear them at 1,000 feet?
Oh, you could hear them at 1,000 too. Wow. We heard them. We were at 8,000. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Heard them plain as day.
Wow.
Bit out of shotgun range, Ron.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, Dean.
Did you try it?
I thought about it.
Yeah. Just drop a grenade over the side, Dennis.
But I'm thinking if I got a GoPro going at this, put this video together, and everything's looking good so far, that they'll have me back. It all started a month ago. I was going to my part-time job and I spotted a balloon, and I was 45 minutes early for work. Had the camera in the truck and started chasing the balloon. I took pictures of this guy's balloon. He finally landed. I gave them to him, and people have been contacting me ever since. I met up with his ground crew guy Thursday night, and that's the one that has the potential job. He is working on, he's starting a business, and he said it's starting to slowly grow, but he's doing promotions and advertisement for the Black Hills of South Dakota. And he's created a website. He's doing news. So the advertisements that are on there, that's how he gains his finances from it. And so where I'm going to fit in is the photography and videography end of things. And, as they say, you got to start somewhere. Is it probably going to be a big money maker for me? No. But you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Welcome back, Al.
Welcome back, Al.
Hey, thank you. Sorry, I was getting hungry.
Thanks for showing us that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's the way I was feeling yesterday, Al, when we were looking for food in downtown Richmond.
And this is my favorite, the Nutty Buddies, man.
Oh, yeah, the Nutty Buddies.
Oh, man.
Nutty Buddies, bacon, egg, and yeah, come on in here. You want some too?
Thanks for showing us, Al.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
I want to be a dog at Al's house. Yeah.
And you gotta top it off with coffee, right?
That dog's gonna eat better than I am today. That's
right. Rodney Show, coffee, cheers, everybody.
Hey, Brad, thanks for this, man. That was really nice.
Oh,
what do you got? Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Johnny, I got something for you. And
well, that
Dennis,
looks a lot like your logo there, Rodney.
It does. Dennis, I got something for you. Dennis, I got something for you as well. Ron, I got to pick something up for you.
Well,
I need a logo. I need a logo from you.
I'll come by and pick it up sometime, Brad.
Look, Brad.
Yeah, you got the skull. Yep.
I'm a wife.
Here's my wife's favorite one.
I like
can get
that
it on
one.
the screen.
Wow, that's psychedelic.
Real tempting
Yeah.
to get that one.
Everybody
You're showing off the stuff.
Everybody that comes to my house wants to steal my skull, and my granddaughter and took basically. Remember the two yellow ones? Well, they have both of them now.
Yeah.
See, look, everyone's trotting out their favorite toy. Time for the ukulele, Dennis.
Yeah, I tell you what, that thing. This is man. Look, I could open up a Best Buy with all these.
I tell you what, I opened up and flew my favorite toy now yesterday with the boys down in Richmond. That Air 2S is something.
Nice mug.
That is a nice mug.
Yep,
His
nice
mug ain't on camera. His mug's not on camera, Ron. Oh, you talking about the coffee mug?
Yeah, I was hoping I would have had my new camera came in yesterday, but not till after I got done. So thanks. I'm gonna try that out today.
So
Chris Hope, welcome in.
Oh, Chris,
Chris.
good
Good
morning.
morning, brother.
Oh, I don't think we said hi to Mr. First, JDS.
JDS. Yeah, good morning, JDS.
First again.
Curtis Stark, good morning.
I don't know how JDS does it. I really don't. He's,
The guy is amazing. Every live stream he's in, he's always the first one. Always.
Yeah. I don't get it.
That you got to admire that sort of consistency. You really do.
You do. You're right. And I'm gonna go grab a cup of coffee, boys. I'll be back.
All right. Who's in charge? Who's in charge? Ari, you're in charge.
Oh,
Ari's
my God.
in charge.
I have a very responsible position. Everything that goes wrong, I'm responsible. But I've been married for 37 years. I'm used to that. So, guys, I ordered a new drone yesterday, the first one in nearly a year. I swore I wasn't going to do it, but my wife bought me the motorcycle, so I told her I had to have a drone that could fit in the pannier bag. So,
which one did you get?
Oh, Mini 2.
Mini 2. Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's
an awesome little drone.
Yeah, they're not perfect, but hey, as far as a small portable package with good camera, and you can't beat
it. It does a lot. It's surprising what that little guy can do.
It does. For the price point, that is an awesome drone / camera.
Yeah.
I'm seriously thinking about the DJI FPV drone, and
that's a whole different price point.
Yeah, before anyone said, well, like I said, I can fly it, but you'll never see me. You'll never see me doing 3D, tearing up the landscape. I would only be using it for the kind of cinematic shots that you can't get with a camera drone. That's all I'm interested in, and I don't pretend for anything else.
Yeah.
Well, Al flew his yesterday down in Richmond. It's an amazing piece of equipment, that's for sure.
It is. I do think it's maybe a little expensive and a little fragile for somebody who's interested in freestyle. But the kind of footage that you can capture with it, the kind of thing you see people flying down riverbeds and that sort of thing, it's unparalleled.
Well, that bridge we just saw today from Al, that was pretty, pretty nice, real nice.
So yeah, I mean, if you take it out of and put it in acro mode, oh my gosh, once you hit 80 miles an hour.
Craziness.
It's just a new world, man. It's because if you are ripping, you want a big river, or you have a lot of money, right? Because
I've heard that you can do better than 80 mile an hour in acro mode. I saw
90 plus.
I saw Original Dobo get 80 mile an hour out of it in sport mode. Not in acro.
Mm-hmm.
One
beautiful thing about it,
miles an hour.
in sports mode, those down sensors are still working, so you can keep it close to the ground, and you don't have to worry about just nose diving in there. So I've been chasing these 1/8 of scale trucks with it through the foresty area.
Drag racing a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, you saw the video, the drag race video. And that's one of 2 coming out. And it's just amazing because, if I was flying my freestyle racing drone, I'd probably be bouncing off the ground trying to keep up with this thing, right? Or rolling it. But that DJI drone is solid because you can put it in sports mode, let it rip, and it won't nosedive in there. That's the whole point. I mean, and it's still amazingly fast.
Speed's all right as long as you can stop it. Back in the day, I used to do demonstrations down at the local airfield, and I had a pulse jet, which was fun. But the problem is, you'd fire it up with the help of a leaf blower, and once you started it, that's it. It only had one speed, flat out. So you'd take off, and it would go faster and faster and faster, and it had about 20 minutes worth of fuel. So after 10 minutes, it's and you're going, oh, for God's sake, run out of fuel. I want to land. I'm getting motion sick. I'll be back in a second, guys.
That is so fun, man.
Ari's in charge. What happened? Dennis, you're next in line.
I'm back.
Ron, I don't know if you saw, I took the Harley up to this low Grand Canyon over in Mississippi. Man, I tell you what, I have the Air 2S and a GPC bag, and it will fit in that Street Glide I mean, if it was been like an eighth of an inch big, I wouldn't be able to shut that case. But
Oh, really
it does
nice.
fit.
Hey, that's a nice looking sticker you got there, Rodney.
Yeah,
it sure is.
So Al, how low to the ground can you actually fly that without it wanting to land? I had, when I was flying my Mavic Pro before I got the Mavic 2, I was flying that underneath some tractor trailers, right, that were parked, and it kept wanting to land. So I kept having to use the upstick to keep it from landing, and then I'd hit the bottom of the trailer.
Yeah,
right?
bummer.
It was a real challenge. I never did.
You went through a lot of
video
props
because I had too many accidents during the making of it.
Yeah, I was going to say you went through a lot of props, right? Because
yeah, I went through.
You
a few
definitely
props.
don't want to. Yeah, don't want to even a single nick on those things because then you end up with that jello effect and who knows with breaking props and all that jazz, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, dude, the algorithms have changed so much, Dennis. The algorithms on DJI are just so freaking solid, right? And just the whole interface, that's one of the things that they have so much money, they're able to probably have 100 engineers just doing on the front end interface, not to say anything on the back end development of the algorithms, right? Like the algorithm just to keep the freaking camera in horizontal, right? With the gimbal shifting everywhere and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely amazing.
It doesn't do that. It doesn't
just
do
looking at the
that.
comment
Yeah.
there by Hot Rod in Daytona. Name escapes me, excuse me. He's looking forward to the Evolve 2. I want to see it out because I was really keen when the Evolve 1 arrived, and it was pretty disappointing when it arrived. Specs were brilliant, and then they did the refresh, and it still wasn't great. So I'll wait until we see the Evolve 2 flying, and I get to hear a few reports. I mean, in theory, it looks great.
Hot Rod is Rod, Ari.
Rod, well, that'll make sense.
Rod, right.
Yeah, so who's the company that comes closest with, trying to keep up with, all the algorithms for GPS drones? I mean, I don't see anybody, close to them. I would think that, I don't know, the Evo product line is probably Autel Evo is probably the closest, but to me, the ones that's probably better at it is Skydio. Skydio's got some superb algorithms. So a lot of people don't like the Skydio.
Skydio have got great concepts and the worst production facility on the face of the earth. We're still waiting. We're not going to see the original Skydio on sale from an Australian distributor until 2022.
I agree.
Guys,
and
if you want to stay in business, you need to make enough of them to sell.
Yeah. And you know what? When those things came on sale, it's kind of like the Fimi Mini that just came out. If you weren't on that site within 2 hours,
it was gone.
It was gone, right? And Fimi Mini sold out. What? Johnny has sold out what? In 5 hours?
5 hours, I think. Yeah, 5 hours sold everything.
Well,
I bought 2 of them. And I still haven't received mine, but it says that it's left the U.S. Customs.
Yeah, mine too.
Johnny, I told these guys yesterday that I had that order in immediately when they first came available on B&H. And I bought it at the $319. I know, but I bought it at the $319 and I waited, and I've watched a bunch of people talk about it, and I finally decided I don't need another drone sitting on the shelf while I'm flying my DJI drone, so I canceled my order.
Has anybody seen the alleged released specifications for the Mavic 3?
No.
Normally I don't go in for. I never comment on rumors. I never comment on anything until it comes out. Okay. The alleged drawings or schematics for the Mavic 3 shows the front 2 props are underneath the arms.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Like the Skydio. Now, the only reason to do that is to free up the entire top for avoidance sensors. So that says to me, if that is true, then DJI are about to announce their answer to the Skydio technology. And with DJI's production abilities and whatnot, if that is true, game over, Skydio.
Yeah.
Well,
too
not
long. You
only
miss the
that,
boat.
they're going to steal their technology, right? The Chinese
course.
special is always backward engineer everything, right? So they've taken that Skydio, they probably got it like 10 of them in their site all apart and trying to do the backward engineering and steal the, like when we work together or we fly together, we'd just go, oh, I like the way Brad's doing that. I think I'm going to incorporate that. Or it would be like, oh, Ray's that, I don't think I'm going to use that part. You know what I mean? And Rodney, he's doing okay. And, so anyway, the point is this: we're always stealing some of the tools from other people's toolbox to incorporate it into our toolbox to make your style better. So that's what I think they've done.
Something, Mal? Steal's kind of a harsh word to use.
Borrow, maybe.
Borrow, maybe.
Borrow, but keeping it, not giving it back.
Oh, in the FPV world, man, you build a really nice smooth tape cut out of the bag, as an example, right? This is a really nice 3.5-inch FPV frame. It's 5 millimeters thick, and it can take a beating, and it weighs nothing because of the way it was engineered, right?
Good morning, Matt Cundiff.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt.
And guess what? Emax made this.
Matt.
Guess what? A month later, it comes out of Banggood as a replica. Exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. And so,
not
do
surprising.
you spend $60 on a frame, or do you spend $20 on a frame? Right?
Well, that's permission-free and cost-free rental. That's what it is.
Yeah. And since, we're sending the files over there to manufacture, right? We send them all the files and say, this is proprietary, make me this, and you can't have the files. You can't do anything else with them. Well, what do? There's nothing, we can't touch them over there, right? They can take the files and do whatever they want.
Now hold it up. Brad's gonna copy it and he's gonna print one out for me.
I can print it on my 3D printer. Yeah.
Hey, make me 3.
All right. Will do. Anytime. Send it my way.
Hey, can you get a carbon filament for your 3? What do you have? The Ender 2?
Yep. Ender 3. Yep.
It's not pure. It's a mix of carbon and PLA.
It's a mix, and it's also pretty hard. Pretty hard on the nozzle. I've never done it, so I know it's tough to do. It's got to be dialed in. Go ahead, Dennis. Okay.
Hey, Dennis, I've heard that you have to put it into the. You know how you get the type of 3D printers, the ones that are housed in the oven. The ones I'm talking about. The ones that are housed in the oven for temperature control. Otherwise, the layers are separating. That's what I've heard, but
I don't think so. With the one that Dennis and I can use on our printers, you don't have to have it temperature controlled.
No, it prints at a little bit higher temperature than the standard PLA, maybe 215 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, Celsius. Yep.
Does the Ender's V3 have a heated bed?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Okay, so that's how it keeps the fibers.
The heated bed. The bed is just for adhesion. It's not for heating up the. It's not for heating up the.
That's what I'm saying.
print.
Yeah, to gel it together.
Now that's just the first. It's just for the first couple of layers. Once it gets up above that, it doesn't help the print.
Okay.
No, it's to make it adhere to the plate.
Yeah.
The bed, so that
as
things move around, it doesn't move around with them.
Right.
There's like a double-sided tape to it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So after the first few layers, you can turn the heat off.
Hey, so Al, to your point, if we get some of that material, I don't own any of it right now, but we can get some of that material and we can do some testing. You and I are close enough; we can play with it.
I've got a friend who's using it currently, has been for a while, in firearms, and not black market under the counter firearms. He's
not sneak through
fully above board. Yeah, and it's a good material, but he's finding it's a little bit brittle.
It's very brittle, and the problem with a firearm would be the heat.
Yeah.
It doesn't do too bad, but he finds it. Like I used to shoot with him. He and I were instructors together, and he likes to modify his own stuff, make his own slides, and this sort of thing. It handles low pressure cartridges quite well. I was shooting a 45 ACP with all carbon fiber body, but a 9mm or a 40 Smith, it splits the slide. So but mind you, as he says, he hasn't been using it for that long. He's still got to play around with temperatures and all this sort of thing. Try different mixtures. I'm not a 3D printer guy. I don't have enough room here for a 3D printer. I just go and talk to Tim Jackson and say, Tim, I need some belly skids for my Parrot Disco.
Hey, well, let me say my goodbyes, folks. I got my mother-in-law next door is having a Rose Society meetup today, and I've got to help with that. And got to get myself a shower and get ready for that. But I would love to hang out with you guys. I love doing this. Rodney, thanks for having me.
Brad, you're welcome, buddy.
Nice to see you, Brad.
Yesterday, man.
Yep. And Al, I'll catch up with you later. Rodney, Dennis, everybody. It's good seeing you all. Love you guys. Mean it. And we'll catch up again another time.
All right, Brad. Take care, buddy.
Take care,
all right. See you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Good day.
Talking about 3D printers, mine finally cleared customs in the Czech Republic yesterday. So,
what kind did you buy, Dennis?
I have a Prusa 3D printer, and I had a few problems with it, which is highly unusual. Most people that have this Prusa 3D MK3S don't have problems, but I've had a number of them. So they said, okay, we'll pay to send it back to us. We're going to figure out what's wrong with it. But it's been stuck in customs for 2 weeks. So
yes, good morning, gentlemen. There goes Mike.
Hello there, EM Drone One.
That's okay. That's okay, Mark. What are you dropping there?
I dropped my my block here. It's
you taking after Marcus Crawford? Marcus dropped his drone.
No, don't drop the drone.
Powering up my phone so that when
he dropped his drone, I dropped my ukulele. You had to drop something.
Oh, but
I'm telling you, boy. Hey, Marcus is gonna catch hell. I texted him last night. Was messing with him.
Hey, Dennis.
Yes, sir.
Mark. So you guys don't feel so bad. Oh my gosh! I dropped my sticker.
Oh, thank you so much. That
Rodney, you gotta drop a bell so something rings.
Did it break?
Alexa, turn on office light.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like dropping a nice musical instrument, is there, Dennis?
No, not quite.
I remember
it's exciting. I don't recommend it, but it's an exciting thing to do.
I remember when I dropped my Martin acoustic. First time I cried in 20 years, according to my wife.
So, gentlemen, I am wearing a sweater and a hat because Rhode Island just doesn't want to be spring.
Well, hey, all you have to do is go skiing now, man. Just head up to Vermont, tear it up, man.
It's really cool here today.
Hey, I'll pick you up on the way up to Killington. I'll do it with you.
Well, I wish I had your problem, Mark, because we're heading into winter, and I've still got the air conditioning running, and I'm sweating.
Oh, geez.
Welcome to Australia.
The outback.
I'm not in the outback. Here it's cruel. The outback is just unlivable.
That must be hot. Yeah,
I'm on the central east coast, Brisbane, which, as far as I'm aware, is pretty analogous with Florida. We have a very similar climate, hot and humid.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to see zebras running by my house.
My luck, I'd go out to look at the zebras and they'd be closely followed by lions.
Hey, Mark, I can say your house next to Global Wildlife. They have zebras and giraffes and everything out there right by my house here. So you could,
Well, I'm not too far from Roger Williams Park Zoo. So, I guess I could say I have wildlife here too.
So, Johnny, how far are you from Callaway Gardens and Pine Mountain in particular?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know where that's at.
Well, in Pine Mountain, Georgia, of course, but
not too close with the answer, Dennis.
Well, I'm in Louisiana, so I'm.
I was thinking. Okay, that's right. I was thinking you were in Alabama, but
no.
Okay.
So,
Mela is in the house. Good morning, Mela.
Hey, Mela.
Mavic 3 Pro, huh? That's I seen the design. What they saying is the design on Drone DJ.
Yeah.
You know it's gonna have to have 8K because they have to kind of top what Autel has done with like the Evo. So I know it's gonna have 8K. I'm almost positive it's gonna have 8K. I'm just hoping for 4K at 120 frames.
Yeah. Look, I'm with you, Mark. I don't care about 8K. I mean, the Mavic 2 Pro is when it's uncropped is over 5K.
Yeah.
I don't care, but I certainly want a minimum of 60 frames. And if you could give me a choice of 8K at 30 or even 8K at 60 and 4K at 120, I'll take 4K at 120 every time.
Yeah.
Well,
Good morning, AC Drone Dude.
I really think that the Mavic 2 Pro should have had 4K 60 frames at least.
Why do you think I have only one Mavic 2 Pro but two Phantom 4 Professionals?
Yeah,
exactly.
The thing is that if you
throttled that thing down
5 years ago with the Phantom, whatever, and you had 4K 60 frames on the Phantom, then why wouldn't have the Mavic 2 Pro have the 4K 60? Because it's a Pro, right?
You tell me.
Nah. Well, I'm gonna call up DJI later on and ask him.
Ask him where the hell my hardware shutter is too.
Yeah, exactly.
Just tell him Mark Fisher said to put that on there.
That's right.
Hey, Mark, are you planning on starting your own business by selling drones?
So I'm doing a commercial right now for Green Tech Assets, and they're a electronics recycling business. So I'm actually working on that video right now for them. So he's a good friend of mine. He's a multi-millionaire. So he has a big warehouse, and then he just showed me a room with about 3,000 square feet. He's been asking me since October to do a drone store. So I was like, okay, yeah, cool, that would be fun, yeah, But he's really asking me now, and he's like, let's go, let's do it. I got the space. And so I said, so you're really serious? I said, I really don't have the money to be thrown at DJI or Autel or any of these like drone businesses. But he goes, don't worry about it. I'll take care of everything, and you just run it. And so what I'm thinking is, because of the space and how it's set up, I'm thinking retail in the front. I'm gonna do a cage like I think it's B&H has in New York. They have a drone cage where you can kind of like teach people the basics of flying. You can fly in a cage. And then there's going to be another room for repairs, and then another room for inventory. So yeah, it's being talked about. I'm doing my research right now. So yeah, we may have it. Now there's a local drone store here. It's called Cloud City, but nobody likes them. Their personalities, their character. It's nobody likes going to them. So
it's called what?
Cloud City Drone.
Oh, Cloud City. I thought you said Con City. I could say, I'll tell you what.
Kind of.
And Mark's already started a drone recovery business over in Sebastian, Florida there.
Yeah.
So, he's got a jump start.
Yeah,
Mark, you don't want to teach people how to fly. You never teach people how to fly. 2 reasons. If it was hard for us, it should be hard for them. And 2, where are we going to get all the splat videos for YouTube from if we don't have inexperienced pilots?
Welcome back, Ron.
So, Ari, you're from the school of you teach how you were taught.
Yeah.
Good morning, Rod.
Call YouTube University.
Hello.
So if you were hazed, you're going to haze somebody, right?
Rod, good morning.
Hot Rod's in the house.
I just had to say, Rodney, go Army. Actually, you saw that video I did this week, so I should probably start saying go Space Force.
Yeah. That, you know what? You asked me about that earlier, and I was going to answer, and I got sidetracked. That was very good. You caught that just right when that moon came in.
I'll be honest, it was a complete surprise to me. You know, I kind of knew the moon was up there, and it was like I was more worried about the drone and trying to stay focused on, the rocket going up kind of thing. And then I started seeing the moon come into the corner of that video, and I was just like, no, you're kidding me. And my jaw just kind of hit the floor as it was crossing the moon. It was like, wow, that's just too good.
Why don't you share that video with us right now?
Yeah, let me pull that guy up.
Guys, I'm a hop off. I want to wish everybody a good day and be safe and get some flying in today.
All right, Johnny,
Johnny.
you have a great day, buddy. Thanks for being in here.
Yeah, we're gonna ball 4 sacks of crawfish here in a little bit. So you
All
gotta
right.
help
All right.
I'm coming down, Johnny.
Come on down.
Come on down.
I'm not. Hey, it's like I tell you, like I tell my grandkids, I'm not peeling them for you. I don't know.
I got a bag of frozen crawfish in my refrigerator, but I'm sure it's not like what you got.
It's probably Chinese crawfish, so you got to get a little Louisiana one.
You got to learn the language first.
All right, Johnny, you have a good day, brother.
See you, Johnny.
Thanks.
See you, Johnny.
Let's see if the share file works.
Share file is just for sending a file to someone else, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's what the problem I ran into when I tried to play it, but
Yeah, I think I just ran into your problem, Al, because it's saying the same thing. Having your browser's having trouble, blah blah blah.
Yeah, don't do that. Just share your screen. My second monitor was having issues, but it was frame rate was something different. It was
Jason McCauley is in the house. Good morning, Jay.
Hey, Jay.
Good morning to everyone except Lockwood. Typical Jay McCauley. Is he?
Let's see.
Did he go to Kansas? No, he better not be. He's got to shoot a wedding today.
There. Is that showing up?
Not yet.
I did share screen and then popped over to the video tab.
I think, Rodney, you'll have to accept them, right?
Well, yeah, I have to put it up, but I'm not seeing it in the green room.
That's what I figured.
Oh, let me see here. I know why. It was me. Let me share that guy and then flip to that tab. Okay.
That's what you call pilot error, huh?
Is that better?
Yeah. That's better. And I'm going to put that on full screen.
This one is unique because the other ones that I had done, I had actually gone over to the beach. And so this one I actually shot from my house, which is like 60 miles as the crow flies from the launch pad. So that's what you're kind of looking at here. And that's kind of why the camera, at least in the beginning, was kind of a little wigged out because the lights from the city between me and that was kind of causing some issues. And as it got higher and I got out of the, looking at the city lights, then the camera kind of really got locked onto it. And it wound up being really good, which is about, here in a second, it will do it. But this is why I've been looking at like the Evolve and some of those things. I know what I want, and it's for doing things like this, right? So I know I need low light. I need something that can focus, those kinds of things to really get better video of things like this. But this is a Falcon 9 from SpaceX, and you literally can't see these in the daylight. They have almost no contrail to them. Because of the fuel that they burn. So,
oh my goodness, look at this.
Yeah, it was right about here that my jaw just kind of hit the floor. I was just like, oh man, I couldn't have set that up if I wanted to.
Wow.
What do you think of that, Mark?
It's pretty amazing how the exhaust tail gets longer the higher it goes.
It gets higher, yes.
It's the angle from me to it.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So as it starts bending over instead of going straight up, then you can really start seeing the exhaust trail.
And it's also accelerating as well.
Wow.
So that's a rocket over the moon.
Rocket over the moon, man.
That's a brilliant shot.
That was, like I said, not planned, and my jaw just kind of completely hit the floor.
That's better than that song by Elton John.
I would have put a cow in front of that.
Wow.
So there you go.
Incredible shot.
That's pretty cool, Rod. That was
really
an
nice.
awesome shot.
It is.
So this is why I'm looking at things like the Evolve, Ari, and you know, even the Sony Airpeak. If the bloody thing winds up less than $5,000, might be something that I would look at.
I haven't seen enough specs on
I don't
Sony
think
to
it's
have
gonna
a
be
comment.
$5,000, but so you're gonna look at the Airpeak is gonna be around $7,000
just for the drone.
That's not gonna include the gimbal for it. That's just gonna be the drone.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured.
And then you know, of course, whatever camera you're gonna put on there, which is gonna be the
Sony A's, right? It's the alphas that fit on there.
I think people are in for shock when the next generation DJI arrives. You know, whether it's called the Mavic 3 or whatever it's going to be. You think about what it has to address to be competitive. You know, it's either going to have swappable payload or it's going to come out in multiple versions, you know, to compete with the Evo. They're going to want 8K, they're going to want thermal, they're going to want this, they're going to want that. It's going to have sensor array to compete with Skydio. We're going to want at least 40 minutes of flight time, maybe more. The wish list goes on. I think we're going to see it come in at like 40% higher than a Mavic 2 Pro. Which is why I think that they've come out with the Air 2S. You know, they're going to diverge their professional and their consumer market more. You know, they'll keep the Airs in at that $1,500 US point, and I think the Mavic 2 or 3 Pro is going to be $3,000 US plus.
Yeah, especially since they're not talking about an Inspire 3. So that Mavic's got to fit right in between pro consumer and enterprise level drones.
Basically, the whole area that used to be filled by the Phantom 4 Professional and the Inspire and the Mavic is all going to have to be addressed by whatever that drone, be it the Mavic 3 or whatever it is called.
And I'm thinking like it's going to start at 2,500, something like that.
Easy. Yeah, that's what Lauren had suggested probably months ago. But given the chip shortages and everything else, I think I'm with Ari. It's probably going to be north of $3,000.
Yeah, I would think so.
Well, and also here in Australia, an Evo 2 Pro is $3,100.
Yeah. So they're going to want to compete with that price, and then all like the Evo. You know, all those other drones that are like on the market right now, they're just gonna blow. I mean, that's what DJI does. They want to blow everybody out of the water. You know, no competition.
Historically, DJI. Bye, Jamie.
Take it easy, Dennis.
Historically, DJI don't care about competing on the price market. They just bring out a drone that's way better than everybody else, and they say, we're 20% more, but if you want the good one, you got to pay for it.
Yeah, that's true too. They can do that. They got the name. They're up there, you know.
So the one thing, Mark and Ari, that I've been thinking about with that Mavic 3 is compared to the Evolve. I don't think in that foldable design that you're going to be able to get interchangeable lenses on that camera because of the weight issues with the gimbal. And I think that's where something like the Evolve / Inspire / Phantom is probably a better design to carry that type of a camera.
Well, I think the Mavic 3 is going to be bigger.
I think it's going to be bigger too.
And I don't think I'd put.
Oh, you got to leave, Ron?
I got to go, yeah.
All right. You have a good day, Balloon Boy.
See you, Balloon Boy.
Oh, poor Ron, man. Come on.
You guys have a good weekend.
You too, brother.
I don't think I'd put limitations on what.
I think it's better than being called Bubble Boy, right?
Oh boy.
Well, we all seem like we was Bubble Boys in this pandemic, so I mean, you know.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah. But you can see with that, you know, with that video that, you know, I took of the rocket, sort of what I'm aiming for what I need in a camera and lenses and those kinds of things. I really want something that's the interchangeable lenses.
We can see what you're looking for, Rod. I can see the headlines now. First confirmed collision between a drone and a rocket. Yeah.
Yeah, the TFRs are way too big to have that be a problem. So,
Hot Rod. So you used the Evo 2 Pro to shoot that. Did
yes.
you crop in at all?
I zoom in on the Evo. So I shot that one at 6K, and that's probably a 3x zoom, I think, when I zoomed in on that one.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure the Evo 2 crops. It doesn't do digital zoom. It's a crop.
Yeah, I think up to that point, it's like 3x or 4x lossless. It's 3x.
Yeah,
you're pretty well guaranteed it's
lossless.
Okay, so you did it on the platform. You didn't do it in post. Got it.
Correct.
Got it. Roger that.
Platform. Okay, that's. I mean, that looks pretty good. I mean, not bad.
For a 1-inch sensor, 60 miles away with a light competing with ground lights in front of me, yeah, not bad.
Not bad.
Yep.
Not bad at all. Hey, Ari, I sent in my Evo 2 Pro.
Yeah.
With that hair crack, the one that
you got it as well. So Al and you, but so I've been hanging off on an Evo 2. I only Australia is different. The only company here that has got any sort of support and dealership network is DJI, but Autel are starting to. They've got 2 distributors in the country now. And like all of us, I'd like to get away from the DJI restrictions, the no-fly zones and all of that. So I've been hanging off on an Evo 2. But then, it took people a long time to figure out how to handle the footage in post to get the good results. They are now, but it took a while. And then I started hearing the stories about the cracks in the shell. And you're the third person I hear about. And I just thought, because of the service difficulties here, it's okay in the States, but if I get one and it cracks, getting it fixed is going to be, I'll be without the drone for 4 or 5 months.
And that problem, I think, is solved. I think most of the people that got those cracks were a lot of the early shipments.
Yeah.
Although I'm one of them, but I've not had that issue. And I've also not seen that on the forums come up recently.
I got
that's happened quite a lot with the new, the first gen, in a sense, because I know the Phoebe Mini, the X8 SE did the same thing with the arms. And I was one of them. Mine fell right out of the air. I was doing a wide open throttle lateral flight, so it was like slammed like so, and then the arm broke and it just tumbled out of the sky. And did a search of SAR the next morning and found it next to the railroad tracks, sitting in a big jumping flood of water.
You couldn't fly it with 3L? What's wrong with you, mate?
I was so lucky the battery ejected when it hit the side before it went in the water and stayed there overnight. And to this day, that drone's still flying. After I replaced all 4 legs on it, but
I answer questions on drones on Quora, and I actually had somebody send me a question. Can your quadcopter fly on three engines? And I just replied as straight-faced as I could. Yes, a quadcopter on the loss of an engine or a prop can be relied upon to fly smoothly to the point of impact every time.
And then what was their rebuttal?
There was no reply.
Like, I'm an idiot. I better shut up now.
I'm sure some of them ask those questions, for a leading question to see what you're going to say.
Yeah, and probably right.
Were your cracks in the middle or sort of on the top?
It was on the side with the side sensors on.
So somebody came up with a recent theory on that
that was tightened too much, they say.
Yeah, it's the screws between the 2 shells is one theory that has come up. Is the bottom shell goes on first and then they screw it in, and they theorize that they didn't countersink those screws.
Yeah.
And so the top, it pushes out on the top shell, and it's the top shell that's getting cracked.
Yeah, I don't think it had any, issues with flying or whatever.
That's what I
But
understand,
still,
Mark. I understand it's just superficial. It doesn't affect the integrity at all. You know, but I'd still be peeved if I spent 3,100 Australian dollars and it cracked after a couple of flights.
Yeah, and I got so much into it. I got like, you know, the live deck and all kind of like bells and whistles. So I'm like, no, I didn't crash.
I guess we'll just have to wait for Rodney to buy one and test it for us.
Yeah.
Buy what?
An Evo 2.
All right, gentlemen, I am going to drop. You guys enjoy your Sunday.
Okay,
Take care,
Al,
Al.
you have a good one, brother. Thanks for being in here.
Yeah, man.
So, Mark, how?
I got to take that guy for a walk before he makes a big mess in my house.
Okay.
Take care, Al.
How long did they tell you it would take,
come
Mark?
on again.
Hey, I appreciate the invite. It's been real.
Good.
You're welcome, brother. See you later, man. It's good meeting you yesterday too, by the way.
Yeah, man. I'll share some stuff with you later. Thanks,
okay.
All right.
Take it easy. All right.
Hey, good morning, John DiNardo, Mr. Crowley. John DiNardo and Sean Crowley is in the house. So, but anyway.
So, Mark, late May for the controller?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Early June, late May. A lot of people got it on order. I was going to order mine. I had a friend down in Florida who owns Drone Works, Zach Davis.
Yep.
I've ordered stuff, and he said that, you know, if I ordered with him, that I get it for 1,000, send him 500. But I didn't do it. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till it comes out. People got it in their hands. People are really reviewing it, so I can get a lot of reviews before I, you know, pull the trigger. I'm not in a big rush. I'm doing fine with the smart controller on the Mavic, and then I got a good setup with the Evo. So I'm okay without having it right now. So I'll wait. I've been patient lately, man, and not buying. Like, I've been wanting to buy the Mavic 2S, 2S, whatever. And I think it's just because I'm jealous that a lot of people are getting it.
Well, you know, why hold off on the Evo smart controller, Mark? I mean, you know, it's only going to be compared against the DJI one, so it's not a very high bar.
Yeah.
You know, the DJI smart controller is pants. I'm probably going to sell mine. I think it's a piece of junk.
Well,
guys,
a lot of people are saying that.
Yeah, look, it was obsolete the day it came off the production line. Guys, it's 11 p.m. here, so I'm going to make a move as well. Rodney, make room for another panelist. And thanks for having me on. And guys, it's been a pleasure, and everybody in the chat. And I'll go off and spend a bit of time with the family.
All right.
Nice to see you, Harry.
Thanks for being here, brother.
Take it easy.
Not a worry, guys. I'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Hey, Dennis,
Yes,
I noticed you having your deck redone and you're using that Trex.
Yes.
When I worked for Cornerstone Automation Systems, we put in a weight, a scale for them.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and that stuff is pretty durable.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I have a few boards of that, of course, that we use for repair. But finally,
I'm just trying to figure out if that's the time to go cuckoo right now. You know?
It is. I go cuckoo when I look at the cost of that stuff. Of course, a regular board, you know, like Mela was saying, it's outrageous what you pay for a board now.
Oh, I imagine so. Yeah.
I think
Hey,
a 2x4
Michael
pressure treated 2x4 is on the order of $40 for one.
Wow.
They're expensive now.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And you live in 2x4 heaven with all the pine trees in Georgia.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael Blade, you have a good day, brother.
Well, that makes no difference.
easy,
You can
Michael.
buy the same thing in any country for the same price now. That's you know, the cost leveling is what they call it, which is completely unfair to the people that live in the, you know, local to it. But oh well, that's the way it goes.
I wonder if they're taking advantage of people because of the COVID and saying it's COVID because of COVID.
Oh, yeah.
You
Well,
know,
there's a lot of that.
There's a lot of
COVID's
price
getting
gouging.
blamed for a lot of things, I guess.
You know, it's illegal to die of anything but COVID. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, is it? No, that's new to me.
My neighbor was complaining about all of that because he doesn't believe it for a minute. He said, a guy could fall out of an airplane and they'd say, yep, died of COVID. He caught it on the way down.
Well, hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and call this one.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Well, thanks for having me on, Rodney. It was great to be here.
Dennis, always a pleasure, buddy.
Always a pleasure, Dennis.
Mark,
Rodney.
Yep.
Rodney.
Good seeing y'all this morning. I'm awake this weekend. Last weekend I was sort of still sleeping.
Sort of still sleeping.
No worries. So thanks for being here, though, Rod.
Oh, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I really was impressed with that video. That was such a cool video. That rocket going up.
That was nice. Yeah.
There's gonna be so many more. There's like 5 or 6 launches scheduled for June. There's a Falcon 9 Heavy going up in July, and that thing is a monster, which should be great day or night.
That'd be awesome.
You know, speaking of those Falcons, back when I was a kid, we all remember Buck Rogers, and both of us old enough to remember that the old Buck Rogers.
Rodney, wait a minute, hold on. Did you say that just because I was in here?
Yeah, I did.
I'm old enough.
All of us but one remember Buck Rogers.
But you know, and they always showed the rockets landing on the tail fence, and here we are.
Yeah,
landing on the tail fins.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
That is just amazing.
Well, wait a minute. How far do we go back with Star Trek?
Oh, yes. Lots of the stuff in Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek. Yeah, a lot of the base technology
and that. So, you know, a lot of this stuff was really thought about a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, you could look at Jules Verne, right? I mean, he was way, way, way ahead of his time.
That's right. Wasn't the Nautilus,
the submarine idea, the
submarine,
idea of breathing
nuclear powered?
The Jetsons had drones.
That's true too.
Did they really? They had drones.
The flying cars. So to speak. They also had the robots, right? The maid.
Yeah, Rosie, robot.
Yeah.
They had flight paths. In the sky, that flight paths. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, and Mr. Crowley points out Lost in Space.
Danger,
Will Robinson. Danger, Will Robinson.
Hey, Rodney, you do that too well.
Hey, I was the robot.
You're gonna have to watch that replay, Rodney.
Yeah, we're gonna get it down pat. We're gonna use Rodney as an robot impersonator.
I'm trying to remember the robot's name in Buck Rogers. Squiggy or Iggy or
no idea.
Yeah.
Too far back. Too far back.
I don't remember what the robot was, what the name was, but I do remember the robot. And also, there was that movie. It was Forbidden Planet.
Oh. Yes.
Remember that robot? Robbie the robot.
Yes.
Wow.
I wouldn't have remembered the name until you said it, but yeah.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
You know the voice, the robot, the computer. That's what it was in 2001. You know how it got its name, right? HAL, HAL.
Well, wasn't it an acronym for?
He took IBM and subtracted 1 from each letter.
Is that right?
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's an interesting piece of trivia right there.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Wow.
Cool. It's interesting that it worked out that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. HAL 9000. Can't do that, Dave.
I'm sorry, David. I cannot do that. Yes. Or Dave. It was Dave, not David.
Yeah. Dave.
Well, listen, gentlemen, you guys have a wonderful day. And
you too, Mark. Take care, brother.
You too, Mark. Great to see you.
Yep.
Great
See
to see you.
y'all next weekend.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Hot Rod, take it easy. And
You're
All right, man.
slow down.
Y'all take care.
Hot Rod, slow down. Those rocket shots.
I love doing those.
That's amazing, man. I can't say it enough, man. That's an amazing shot. Best I've seen yet, tell you the truth.
Yep.
Guys, have a wonderful day. Take it easy.
Thanks,
You too, Mark.
I'm outta
Take
here.
care.
Bye-bye
Dennis?
now. Yes,
You
sir.
have a good day, my friend.
You too. Thanks.
All right,
Bye-bye.
man. Yep. You take care. Everybody in chat, thank you so much for being here. We do appreciate you being in the chats. We do appreciate you watching the Saturday and Sunday sunrises, because most of you in the chats now do watch those. And we just want you to know that we do appreciate it and that we love you guys for doing that. And y'all take care. Have a great weekend. Don't forget tomorrow morning, Sunday Sunrise Crew, Paul, me, Dennis, Fly Natural, hopefully, and Chris Hope. So y'all take care. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye now. Love y'all.